Hello, guys. Good afternoon. Welcome to CricketNext Live. I am Akash Biswas, and today we are going to discuss about the pre-match of the third ODI between India and England in Ahmedabad. Well, we are just a few seconds away from the toss, and we'll bring all the updates regarding the playing 11, the changes, and we'll discuss about them. And joining me in that discussion are Harshit Bisht and Vineet Ramakrishnan. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this discussion. The series in is in our pocket already, and the toss is going to happen, as I can see on the screen. Well, the we are just a few seconds away, as I said, from the toss. But if we speak about the changes, I'll come to Harshit first. What kind of changes are you expecting for this third ODI, given the fact that we are already, have won the series?
No, I expect the Indian team to, give chances to all the French players that have warmed the bench so far. Arshdeep Singh, Washington Sundar, they are part of the Champions Trophy squad and before traveling to Dubai, because they have not also not played the ODI matches for a long time. So before traveling to Dubai, because the series is already in the bag, then India should, at least give them a chances to see how they are progressing. So I expect at least three changes from the playing 11 today.
And Vineet, what would you like to add? I mean, if you have anything extra from what Harshit said here.
I like to see England put up a fight, which we did not see in the first two ODIs. That's one thing I would like to change here. That to be honest, you're heading into the Champions Trophy after this, so you probably would need some kind of fight also. The first two ODIs, you saw how it was easy, at least from an Indian batting perspective, to chase down whatever targets England had posted. And remember, both the times England won the toss, they opted to bat first. So India, did not have the toss going in their favor, yet they were so dominant. So I would like to see England put up a fight and really push India in some ways to see how they are pretty much prepared for Champions Trophy. And just add on to what Arshit said, I'd like to see Arshdeep Singh coming in just before the Champions Trophy to give him a go. Maybe, as I think before the start of the live, we both were discussing on the potential changes. So yeah, I mean, spinners coming in, maybe Kuldeep Yadav coming in could be great just to see how what he does, even though he played in the first ODI. So yeah, a few changes here and there I would like to see, but the biggest I think for me here is that the unavailability of Jasprit Bumrah, which was the biggest news that broke last night. Very heartbreaking in a sense. So it becomes even more important. Somebody like Mohammad Shami really stepping up again. We both were discussing, and you did mention that he bowled a decent amount of overs. Would like to see him get in the thick of wickets as well. So that's one thing that I'm looking forward to in this match.
Well, exactly the point that you underlined here, that Jasprit Bumrah missing out. But before we continue our discussion, the big update here is for our viewers that England have once again won the toss. I think it's their third consecutive toss in this series. I mean, all tosses have gone in England's favor, and they have opted to bowl first in Ahmedabad against India. Harshit, what would you like to say about this decision?
ये मतलब डिफेंस नहीं हो रहा था, डिफेंड नहीं कर पा रहे थे, तो इस बार देखते हैं ना, मतलब पहले ना डिफेंड नहीं कर पा रहे, तो इस बार रन चेज करके देख लेते हैं। डिफरेंट अप्रोच है, बट कुछ बदलने तो वाला नहीं है। जिस तरह का इंग्लैंड का बॉलिंग है, जिस तरह का इनकंसिस्टेंसी बैटिंग ऑर्डर में है, मुझे नहीं लगता कुछ खास होने वाला है। ही वांट्स टू सी अ फाइट। आई एम नॉट श्योर व्हिच फाइट इज गोना इंग्लैंड गोना स्कोर पुट अप टुडे। तो देखते हैं, मतलब इंटरेस्टिंग तो होगा। देखो इंग्लैंड की टीम का कैटेगरी तो है, वो कैपेबिलिटी है, तो देखते हैं क्या होता है। बट हाँ, देखिए आज इंडियन टीम में चेंजेस की बात हो गई। शमी आज नहीं खेल रहे, रेस्टेड है। तो देखिए इंडियन टीम अपने प्लेयर्स को, फ्रेंच प्लेयर्स को खिला रही है। फ्रेंच तो नहीं बोलूंगा क्योंकि चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी का पार्ट है, खेल रहे, बट वो भी इंग्लैंड टीम के अगेंस्ट काफी होंगे। तो इंटरेस्टिंग मैच तो मुझे मतलब उम्मीद नहीं है, बट हाँ इंडिया पहले बैटिंग करे तो एक रन फेस्ट हो सकता है। मतलब लास्ट टाइम में जब हमने यहाँ पहले बैटिंग करी तो कुछ ज्यादा कर नहीं पाए थे, बट आज चांस है उसको रेक्टिफाई करने का। लेट्स सी हाउ इट गोस।
वेल जो आपने यहाँ पे बात कही 2 साल पहले की, ठीक वही बात टॉस में भी जॉस बटलर ने दोहराई है कि इट्स अ डिसेंट विकेट वी प्लेड न्यूजीलैंड इन द वर्ल्ड कप अ फ्यू इयर्स अगो, एंड स्पीकिंग मोर अबाउट द विकेट ही सेज कि it will be a different experience today because it may turn a little bit later. It may turn a little bit later. Vineet, you have seen this the track at the Narendra Modi Stadium in different matches, and you know how it behaves, especially in the 50 over format. how this decision of bowling first is justified, especially when England have nothing to I mean nothing more to lose here apart from the
Yeah,
whitewash.
from a very what you if you want to call it from an analytical perspective, this is the black soil. So, and we have seen from the black soil perspective, it tends to hold up quite well, even if it's a 100 over game. So, batting actually becomes, I wouldn't say easier. But the pitch becomes easy for batting. But the second time around is what my guess here would be. Even though it will turn, that is definitely there. But the first 20 overs, maybe England would be thinking, might as well utilize that. Second is probably the due factor coming in. That is the reason why England opted to bowl first. Could be, I'm just giving it a slight guess here. That could be the two reasons. And apart from that, what Harshit said, look, they need to change something. First two times they won and nothing happened for them, so might as well wanna change. And they just wanna get in sense of trying to chase here also and try to see how the England bowlers pretty much look at how and counter India's first batting. So that's probably the reason why they've gone ahead with. You could be a factor, but could be very marginal. And it's a black soil wicket, so I'm saying it won't deteriorate as fast as they would have they would think England. So hence the reason why they are easy or they are okay to bat second time around.
Okay, so now let me tell our viewers about the changes that have been made in the playing 11. Well, Arshdeep Singh is back. Washington Sundar gets a game, and so is Kuldeep Yadav. Kuldeep Yadav is also back in the mix. Jadeja and Shami have been rested. And as spoken by Rohit Sharma at the toss, that Varun Chakravarti has a sore calf, and that's come just a few hours after he has been added to that Champions Trophy squad. Now, what do you make of this playing 11?
I'm surprised that Mohammad Shami is now. Rishabh Pant is not in the playing 11. I was expecting him in the playing 11. इंडिया को बहुत ऑब्सेशन है लेफ्ट राइट खिलाने का और अब शमी मतलब आज पंत को मुझे लग रहा था खिलाएंगे बट पंत नहीं है तो बहुत ही क्लियर इंडिकेशन है कि भाई केएल राहुल आपके फर्स्ट विकेट कीपर हैं चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी में आपको वही खेलते हुए नजर आएंगे बट आई एम मोर इंटरेस्टेड अगर आप खिला रहे हैं खेल रहे हो फर्स्ट विकेट कीपर तब किस पोजीशन पे खिलाने वाले क्योंकि पहले दो मैचेस में आपने उनको नंबर 6 खिलाया अगर आप नंबर 6 खिलाने वाले हैं तो मुझे नहीं लगता केएल राहुल का प्रॉपर यूटिलाइजेशन कर रहे हैं और आज आपके पास चांस है पहले बैटिंग कर रहे हैं तो मुझे देखना पड़ेगा कि देखना इंटरेस्टिंग होगा कि केएल राहुल का कौन सा बैटिंग पोजीशन है ठीक है आपको लेफ्ट राइट के लिए अक्षर पटेल को 5 खिलाना है करना है ठीक है बट आप उसके चक्कर में प्रॉपर बैटर का को नीचे डिमोट नहीं कर सकते विच आई थिंक वाज समथिंग दैट आई वाज नॉट प्लीज्ड विद द फर्स्ट टू ओडीआईज सो इट विल बी इंटरेस्टिंग टू सी कि आज क्या मतलब क्या उस बैटिंग कॉम्बिनेशन को होता है बाकी जहां तक रही बात बैटिंग की देखिए इंडिया ने पहले दो मैचेस में अच्छी बैटिंग करी थी और आज ऑलमोस्ट सिमिलर प्लेइंग 11 है मतलब बैटिंग वाइज सब कुछ सेम है रोहित शर्मा लास्ट मैच में रन बना के आ रहे हैं शुभमन गिल हैज बीन इन गुड फॉर्म अय्यर हैज परफॉर्म्ड देखना पड़ेगा विराट कोहली आज क्या करते हैं आज तो चांस है पहले बैटिंग आई है आपके पास मौका है रन बनाने का और लास्ट ओडीआई है चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी से पहले तो लेट्स इंटरेस्टिंग टू सी विराट कोहली क्या करते हैं बाकी अगर बॉलिंग में अगर आप देखें 3 चेंजेस हैं बट अगर तो 3 चेंजेस के बाद भी बैटिंग का बॉलिंग काफी अच्छी है मतलब यू हैव अर्शदीप यू हैव हर्षित राणा यू हैव कुलदीप you have Akshay Patel, Hardik Pandya there, then you have Washington Sundar. I am happy to see Washington Sundar in the playing 11 because Washington Sundar क्योंकि पांच स्पिनर और Washington Sundar is the only is a different kind of spinner. सो इंटरेस्टिंग होगा कि वॉशिंगटन सुंदर का किस तरह से यूटिलाइजेशन किया जाता है देखिए अभी तक आपने जो पहले दो ओडीआई देखे तो उसमें अक्षर पटेल को ज्यादा ओवर दिए नहीं गए तो अक्षर पटेल का ऐसा लग रहा था कि सब मोर ऑफ अ बैटर के रोल पे खेल रहे हैं तो मुझे ये देखना है कि आज वॉशिंगटन सुंदर का किस तरह से यूटिलाइजेशन किया जाता है बिकॉज पहले दो मैचेस में जडेजा ने अपने पूरे पूरे कोटा के ओवर्स कराए हैं बट वॉशिंगटन सुंदर आज क्या ऑफर करते हैं और अगर वॉशिंगटन सुंदर आज डिलीवर करते हैं विकेट्स लेके देते हैं तो फिर ये इंटरेस्टिंग हो जाएगा कि क्या इंडिया जडेजा और अक्षर में से और वॉशिंगटन में से किसको खिलाता है बिकॉज तीनों बैटिंग भी करते हैं बॉलिंग भी करके देखते हैं तो काफी सारी इंटरेस्टिंग चीजें हैं इस मैच में देखने के अलावा इवन दो इट इज अ डेड रबर देयर इज स्टिल अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स टू वॉच आउट फॉर इन दिस मैच
Still a lot of left to see in this match. Well, we need the inclusion of Arshdeep Singh and finally that the Indian management has decided to rest Mohammad Shami, given how his recovery has been. So, do you think was it a good decision before going into the Champions Trophy, especially when Jasprit Bumrah is not there?
I mean, the thing is, it's a catch-22 situation where you do want to have now with Jasprit Bumrah not there, Mohammad Shami becomes all the more important. और फिटनेस वाइज तुम्हें और इम्पोर्टेंस उनको देखना उस इम्पोर्टेंस से आपको देखना पड़ेगा. So I would have loved to see him play the game here as well, so that he gets into that sustained match rhythm and everything. I would have loved to play him here, and then पता लगता है कि okay, there's no doubt on him. But even resting him is also not a decision I would say कि, oh, it's not, it was a bad decision. You need to bring in an Arshdeep Singh. I mean, he's your second most experienced pacer now in that Champions Trophy squad, so you needed to give him the game time. So it made sense for him to add. Uh, I'm surprised by the fact that Harshit Rana, gets a game here. If I'm not wrong, he's now played all three ODIs, right? Yes, he took 3 wickets there. He got a debut at Nagpur, but I would have loved to see Harshit Rana benched and play Harshdeep and Mohammad Shami, because in my mind, your first two first choice pacers heading into the Champions Trophy for the Bangladesh game are Mohammad Shami and Arshdeep Singh. So I would have loved to see that combo play together before the Champions Trophy. But indications here are pretty much clear that Harshit Rana is very much in the scheme of things, and there could be we may be in for a surprise, or there is no surprise in the sense if we see Harshit Rana starting the Bangladesh game in the Champions Trophy. So that just could be the way this is going forward. So I would have loved to see Mohammad Shami and Ashdeep, the combo, play together and bench Harshit Rana, because look, Harshit Rana has done well. Whatever he's been asked to, he has done well for you guys. He's definitely a third choice as seamer with the five spinners in your Champions Trophy squad. There's no way three seamers are going to play in Dubai. So I would have loved to see your first choice be given a chance at the final ODI or the final match before a tournament like Champions Trophy. And with regards to the other changes, Washington Sundar, look, it's again, as Harshit said, there's nothing more for me to add in the respect that you cannot really differentiate in between an Akshar Patel or in the Jadeja or a Washington Sundar, all great, good bowlers. They can bat. Yes, of course, the only deciding factor or the diverse factor here is a different bowler than both Akshar and Jadeja, and he wanted to try him out, and he's somebody who can bowl with the new ball as well, if needed. So those are the things probably they would be trying to see here. Middle overs maybe nahi, maybe with the new ball also he might be given a go, and just to see how he it does. And again, the left right combination will definitely be there because Washington Sundar is also a left-hander. Another point, just to add on that playing 11 thing that Harshit is bang on when he says that KL Rahul is wasted at number 6. He has to be at number 5. That left right combination cannot be the marker or cannot be a justified reason why KL Rahul is batting at number 6. Akshar Patel, ठीक है, batting अच्छी कर रहे हैं. You are trying to promote him there, but not the expense of KL Rahul, who has been your best white ball player, at least in the ODIs in the last 2 years. You need to give him that number 5 slot as his own, and to change him, it's just again, yeah, waste of good batting talent, and pretty much clear that he's the one who would be starting the Champions Trophy as a wicket keeper. So you want to give him more of a batting game time, so to speak. So let's not try to tinker with that number 5 position of KL Rahul.
And on that note, also, I would like to discuss a little bit about the Akshar Patel, the importance that has been his importance, and also the faith that the management has shown in him throughout this ODI series. Because in the first two ODIs we saw him getting promoted up the order, and then he also delivers with the bat. First match he scored a half century. In the second game he scored an unbeaten 40 odd runs, and now once again, well, the management has decided to rest Jadeja, but they are still going on with Akshar Patel. Harshit, um, how do you would you analyze this, the inclusion of Akshar Patel ahead of the Champions Trophy?
See, according to me, Akshar Patel is playing more as a batting all-rounder because if you see the first two ODIs, Jadeja completed his quota of overs, but Akshar Patel bowled 7 overs in the first and 6 overs in the second. And by the way he has been promoted in the batting order, matlab, so he's more of a more the team manager is trying to use him more as a batting all rounder, and he has delivered so far. I mean, in the two matches that he has got a chance to bat higher up the order, he has made sure that he belongs to that situation. He scored a 50 odd runs in the first and then remained unbeaten in the second. So it's a good sign, and it's a happy headache for the Indian team management because a lot of question marks were there when Jadeja and Akshar Patel were both picked in the squad. A lot of people raised question that why, what is the point of playing both of them in the Champions Trophy. And but in the first two ODIs, both of them have justified their place. While Jadeja has done well with the bowl, Akshar Patel got a chance to perform with the bat, and he has done well. That's a happy headache, and I'm happy to see Akshar Patel. In whatever situation he is getting a chance to, either to bat higher up the order, either to bat lower in the order, or in the bowling, or in the fielding. He has contributed in all such aspects. So it's a good sign to see him, and I am not surprised by. I'll not be surprised if if he gets preferred over Jadeja in the playing 11 in the Champions Trophy as well, particularly because of this left-right combination thing and him having being a better batter to better in the higher up in the higher up in the batting order, like we say in the T20 World Cup final as well. So maybe because of that edge thing, Akshar Patel might get preference, and because if you're playing, you have Varun Chakrabarti in the squad, if you have a Kuldeep Yadav in the squad, who's gonna bowl you 10 overs, so you don't need a 10 over spell from Akshar Patel as well. So Akshar Patel and this Hardik Pandya can combine, give you 10 overs. So that is where I think that Akshar Patel will have an edge over Jadeja.
Just to add to that point of
Yes.
why we are probably seeing Akshar Patel higher up, it could be one of those reasons where India was chasing. And whenever both the times Akshar Patel came into bat, India were in a very good position. So it was kind of keep that momentum going. Run का flow आना ही चाहिए, and you're chasing. So that is probably the reason why you saw Akshar Patel come ahead of KL Rahul in both the ODIs की एक मोमेंटम बना हुआ था, उस मोमेंटम को कैरी फॉरवर्ड करते रहे. मे बी बैटिंग फर्स्ट इंडिया may change tact and have somebody like KL Rahul come in, and maybe where there's a situation where you are in a bit of a strike कि थोड़ा spot of bother में है, then I think the preference would be for somebody like KL Rahul to come in and stabilize the base, so to speak. So in this instance where India are batting first, I am thinking that you could see KL Rahul play at number 5 and not Akshar Patel. The situation could be whether they are in a spot of bother, whether they want to continue the momentum. Batting first, KL Rahul at 5, and maybe chasing when you are chasing a big total and you have got a good start, then Akshar Patel comes in and to continue the momentum. Because even if Akshar Patel, let's say, gets out cheaply while chasing, you still have the luxury, you still have the cushion of a KL Rahul to come in. So that could be the reason behind Akshar Patel you're seeing at number 5 while India chasing, but while India batting first, it could be Rahul, could very well be Rahul.
Well, that will, gradually get to see when India takes the field. And now let's talk about a bit about the English playing 11. Well, if we speak about the changes that have been made today, there is just one change. Tom Banton comes in for Jamie Overton into the side. Harshit, do you think this particular change, gonna help England at least to, save their pride and go into the Champions Trophy with a consolation victory?
See, I was following Tom Banton's stats, and he was in a good form in the T20. He scored a couple of centuries, and there were some 50s as well. Finished as the second leading run scorer. So in a batting lineup where all the other players are struggling, it's good to have an infusion of Tom Banton in this playing 11. But I'm surprised to see him replacing Jamie Overton, because in the last match, Jamie Overton was the one who got wickets for England, and he got a couple of wickets, and he got the breakthrough by dismissing that Shubman Gill as well. So I was not expecting Gus Atkinson and Mark Wood, both of them, to play in this match because of the kind of performance that they delivered in the last match. So I'm quite surprised by the retention of these two players. And the more I was expecting Tom Benton, because he was, he has played against India in the past. He's in good form, so his inclusion makes sense. But the inclusion of him in the place of Jamie Overton was kind of surprising to me.
Okay, and England have persisted with their prime spinner Adil Rashid in the last game we saw, and before the second ODI, we're continuously discussing about this particular matchup. What if when Virat Kohli faces Adil Rashid, and they did, and once again Adil Rashid, was at the top because he was the one who dismissed Virat Kohli. Vinith, I would like to have your opinion about Virat Kohli's this weakness, if we can say it, if we can call it weakness against the turning ball. Because why I'm asking this, because now after this ODI, we are heading to Dubai, and we know what kind of the tracks are, slow and low. That's why probably that's why we are gonna carry 5 spinners in the squad. So now once again, here come the Ahmedabad showdown where Virat Kohli will be up against Adil Rashid. What do you expect? And if there is any weakness, as I said, what do you make of that?
Yeah, it's that. kind of a thing where, I mean, क्या weakness की बात किया? This is Virat Kohli you're talking about, the guy who's supposed to have no weakness, or even if he has a weakness, he gets past that. Now he's at a situation where who weaknesses, whatever that weaknesses is, he's not able to surpass that. He's not able to cover that up, and it more so now. I would be very much surprised that if he doesn't score here today. Yes, he's under tremendous pressure of not getting runs and everything. Adil Rashid is that kind of a bowler. No, for a leggy, I mean, leggies are not known for their line length. Leggies are known for their magical deliveries. That one delivery that really, if you remember, I think it was Edgbaston Test that Kohli is really wicket that Adil Rashid took. So that is what Adil Rashid is known for. Most leg spinners are, they give you that kind of deliveries. It's just, I don't know, coincidence, or is it a Kohli curse that Kohli gets those kind of deliveries. But again, the kind of delivery that he got out to, again, wide delivery, just trying to chase, doesn't really look and too much of confidence. Could be the reason where you're saying no, he wants to get out of that rut, but he's just not able to do that. I wouldn't read too much into this as a weakness for sure, because he's born and brought up in these conditions. He's born and brought up, taking on the spinners. So this a dismissal here, a dismissal there, at least to the spinners in the white ball format, really does not define what Virat Kohli's troubles are in the test match or test arena. Let's keep that aside. Come Champions Trophy or maybe this game, you would see Virat Kohli getting into the runs. It is just that first 10, 15 deliveries, he just gets past that mental blockage. Then you would see Virat Kohli of the old. That is what my opinion is. So I'm not reading too much into Kohli's dismissal. Look, he only played one game here, right? So ठीक है, you give him that leeway. He's still an integral part of your setup, and honestly, even without him, India did not have too much trouble chasing the targets down. You would want to keep an eye on him when India is in a spot of bother, and then how he responds. That's the main thing here. Even here, batting first, let's see how the first opening bowlers go about it. If they get Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill early, Virat Kohli comes in, then would be the discussion point where you'd say now what Virat Kohli is going to do. When Virat Kohli comes in for 100 for one, 100 for two, or 120 for one, and he tries to up the ante, does get out cheaply. I will not still read too much into it, even though the stats would look very damning to him. But that wouldn't be a cause of concern for me, and this is also not a cause of concern for me, because we are talking about white ball cricket. We have a recency bias of yeah, टेस्ट क्रिकेट में इतनी सब चीजें हुई हैं, व्हाइट बॉल में ट्रांसफॉर्म कर पाएंगे कि नहीं कर पाएंगे. I am a firm believer that it's completely different for Virat Kohli. It's just about him getting some that 10, 15 deliveries out of the way, and then you would see Virat Kohli really, really come through.
Well, we'll hope for that. We'll wish that Virat Kohli, smashes and scores another century, or at least he completes his 14,000 run, because I believe he is away from 89 runs short, I think, to reaching that milestone. And now, since we have spoken so much about Virat Kohli, how can we not speak about Rohit Sharma? The way he rode back to form in Cuttack, he set the stage on fire and also set the base for a phenomenal victory for India. Now that he has rode back to form and scored a century, a 32nd in the ODI, do you guys think that momentum he would continue coming to Ahmedabad? Not at least a century, but somewhere around 50, 60, or at least we will be able to see that kind of the start that he is usually he gives the team. Harshit.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, I just hope that Rohit's knock in the last game was not one off. He has, I believe कि जो उसको मोमेंटम लास्ट मैच में मिला है उसको कंटिन्यू करे. एंड रोहित का ना पिछले कुछ सालों से टेम्पलेट रहा है ओडीआई क्रिकेट में, चाहे टेस्ट क्रिकेट में, वो हमेशा अपोजिशन टीम को डोमिनेट करने की कोशिश करते हैं बाय प्लेइंग अटैकिंग क्रिकेट. लास्ट मैच में वो क्लिक किया, और जिसका नतीजा था रोहित शर्मा ने 76 बॉल में सेंचुरी कंप्लीट किया. आई वुड वांट हिम टू कंटिन्यू द सेम मैनर. ठीक है, ज्यादा सर अब क्या हो सकता है, ज्यादा सर आउट ही हो सकते हैं ना, बट अगर आप क्लिक कर गए, आपने वो जो आप करना चाहते हैं, अगर आप वो कर गए तो आपकी टीम के लिए और सबके लिए, जितने इंडियन टीम के जो बाकी बैट्समैन, सबके लिए बेनिफिशियल होगा. लास्ट मैच में वो होकर दिखा, जब रोहित शर्मा बैटिंग करते हैं तो आपका कितना ही बड़ा टारगेट हो, वो बहुत छोटा नजर आने लगता है, बिकॉज जिस तरह से वो बैटिंग करते हैं, जिस तरह से उन्होंने कल पिछले मैच में बोलर्स को टारगेट किया, चाहे वो गस एटकिंसन थे, चाहे वो मार्क वुड थे, चाहे वो आदिल रशीद थे, उन्होंने बहुत ही कॉन्फिडेंट लग रहा था. आई होप कि वो उसी मोमेंटम को आज कंटिन्यू करके रखें. रोहित शर्मा एज अ बैटर है कि जिस तरह से अपने इनिंग्स को एक्सिलरेट करता है, ही 3 double centuries in ODIs as a proof of that उसको अपनी इनिंग्स को बिल्डअप करना आता है. last match he was looking very good, and this time when India is batting first, he'll have a great chance to play a very big knock once again. But for that, he needs to get his get it get to a good start. थोड़ा सा अगर स्टार्टिंग में थोड़ा सा टाइम लेते भी हैं तो कोई ऐसा प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. लास्ट मैच में हमने स्टार्टिंग में टाइम लिया था, 5-6 बॉल खेलने के बाद हमने अपना अकाउंट ओपन किया था. बट उसके बाद जिस तरह से हमने अपनी बैटिंग की स्पीड इंक्रीज करी, रन बनाना शुरू करे, तो वही एक सिमिलर तरह का पैटर्न मैं आज एक्सपेक्ट कर रहा हूँ. लास्ट टाइम भी जब वो अहमदाबाद में आके खेले थे, एक अच्छा स्टार्ट दिया था, फिर एक वो एक अनफॉर्चुनेट सा कैच था जिसकी वजह से सारी चीजें बदल गई. आई होप आज ऐसा ना हो, आज एक बड़ा नॉक और आ जाए, और अगर एक रोहित शर्मा से एक बड़ा नॉक और आता है तो इंडियन टीम को जो चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी स्क्वाड्स को लेकर जो काफी ज्यादा बातें चल रही हैं कल शाम से बुमराह के बाद, थोड़े से पॉजिटिव साइंस आने लगेंगे. विराट कोहली और रोहित शर्मा के रन बनाना, अगर आज रन बनाते हैं तो इंडियन टीम जो थोड़े से लोगों के अंदर डाउट्स है कि क्या ये टीम जीत पाएगी चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी, क्या ये टीम में वो बात है बुमराह के बिना क्या हम कर पाएंगे. रोहित शर्मा और विराट कोहली अगर आज रन बनाते हैं तो वो लोगों का जो बिलीव है वो ज्यादा स्ट्रांग हो जाएगा. और इससे बेहतर चीज क्या हो सकती है कि आप जब एक बड़े टूर्नामेंट के लिए खेलने जा रहे हैं, इंडिया से बाहर खेलने जा रहे हैं, और उसमें जो लास्ट मैच में आप बड़े रन बना कर आए. सो आई एम लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड कि विराट कोहली और रोहित शर्मा दोनों ही आज काफी ज्यादा अच्छे काफी रन बनाए. आई एम नॉट श्योर कि वो क्या होने वाला है, बट आई जस्ट होप कि वो ऐसा परफॉर्म डिलीवर करें और गिव समथिंग टू बिग टू चीयर फॉर इन द इंडियन फैंस.
उम्मीद वही रहेगी हर्षित. एंड एज यू सेड, रोहित शर्मा हैज एन अनफिनिश्ड बिजनेस एट द नरेंद्र मोदी स्टेडियम. 19 नवंबर वो रात हम सबको याद है, और जिस तरीके से वो इनिंग्स शुरू हुई थी, हमें लग रहा था कि देयर वुड बी अनदर बिग स्कोर. बट रोहित शर्मा दैट डिसमिसल, दैट कैच टेकन बाय ट्रेविस हेड, वो सारी चीजें उन होने के बाद आज फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम सिंस दैट नाइट रोहित शर्मा इज बैक इन अहमदाबाद. वी नीड, now that he is back in form, confidence must have gone up. And now he needs to be in confidence, because majorly when you don't have someone like a Jasprit Bumrah going into a major ICC tournament, do you think it was just the start what happened in Cuttack, and now it will continue, because a lot have been already spoken about him, his form, his captaincy and whatnot?
It has to be. It has to be. And again, this is again, Akash, what we are discussing or what you are questioning is again towards that Test cricket thing. Test cricket में कितना हुआ? It's completely different. Both for Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, it's two completely different, mindsets when it comes to white ball and red ball cricket. And of course, I mean, I agree with Harshit that if you as a captain score big runs in the final match before the Champions League, before a tournament, it's always going to be really good. But here in Ahmedabad, with the new ball, facing guys like Markwood or Atkinson or whoever is going to score, थोड़ा tricky हो सकता है because थोड़ा पेसी होगा. अनलाइक अ कटक, अनलाइक अ नागपुर जहाँ पे थोड़ा आसानी से आ रहा था, इट कुड नॉट बी, इट वोंट बी दैट इजी. थोड़ा सा स्पाइसी होगा. थोड़ा सा अगर वो शॉर्ट बॉल टैक्टिक एम्प्लॉय करेंगे और दे आर ऑन देयर रडार, इट कुड बी डिफिकल्ट, difficult than Katak or maybe Nagpur to start. So that's an interesting battle that I would like to see how Rohit Sharma responds on a wicket like this, because India are batting first here. So that would be interesting. But to the larger context of without a Jasprit Bumrah, Rohit Sharma becomes even more vital. Yeah, it is about the runs there, and the template is set. I mean, this ODI में आप clear देख रहे हैं कि whatever is being set in front of India, they are gunning it down. With 10 overs to spare, with 8 overs, 300 plus. That's what their mindset is. That is what their thinking is. And now, chase करते हुए भी वही होगा. The way they are chasing down targets of 300 and just 40 under 40 overs, you would expect somewhere around 370, 380 here when batting first, right? So that is the kind of thought process they are going ahead with, and for that to happen, Rohit Sharma has to fire. Last time, everybody we talked about the unfinished business that he had. It was a great innings that he started off with in Ahmedabad in the World Cup. That has been his mindset for the last 3-4 years. That is something that he has to continue going with. That there's no need for him to change. If he gets a start, he'll have to capitalize on that, and that is what he will be doing. And without Bumrah, everybody knows it is runs on the board, which is even more important. So yeah, vital for Rohit Sharma. He gets runs here, gets a confidence here. I have no doubt in his captaincy when it comes to ODI format. I never have had any issues. That is always in the Test cricket. Tactically, strategically, he may have been found wanting, but not ODI cricket. He has never been seen wanting in ODI cricket. In not many occasions. And with the bat also, if he strikes, there's nobody who can stop him. It's pretty much like Virat Kohli, pretty much like a Shubman Gill. So yeah, all bodes well if Rohit Sharma gives you a good start for him personally and for Team India as well.
And as we speak of good starts, Rohit Sharma and his he has a partner in Shubman Gill, who is also his deputy in this series. Well, Harshit, before we wrap up this session, I would like to ask you about Shubman Gill. This series we have seen a completely different Gill. अभी कुछ महीनों पहले तक once again फिर वही बात हो जाएगी रेड बॉल वाइट बॉल, बट यहाँ पे अगर कॉन्फिडेंस की बात की जाए तो शुभमन गिल ने जिस तरीके का मेच्योरिटी जिस तरीके की दिखाई है, आप फर्स्ट ओडीआई देख लीजिए, ही स्कोर्ड एन 86, ही ट्राइड टेकिंग द गेम डीपर एंड फिनिश इटसेल्फ, दो वहां पे वो खत्म नहीं कर पाए, एंड देन वंस अगेन द सेम टेम्परामेंट ही पुट ऑन डिस्प्ले कमिंग टू कटक। ये मतलब क्या कहना चाहेंगे आप इस बारे में? इज इट अ इवोल्यूशन एज अ बैटर, या फिर मतलब अब जो टीम ने जो एक भरोसा दिखाया है कि एक फ्यूचर कैप्टन देखते हुए सब कुछ मतलब एज पर द प्लान चल रहा है? व्हाट वुड यू लाइक टू से?
देखिए शुभमन गिल का फेवरेट फॉर्मेट है ओडीआई फॉर्मेट, उन्होंने हमेशा अच्छा किया है। टीम मैनेजमेंट ने उनके ऊपर भरोसा जताया कि उनको वाइस कैप्टनसी का रोल दिया, और जिस तरह की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी उनको दी गई, जब उनको रणजी ट्रॉफी खेलने गए थे इससे पहले, वहां उनको कैप्टन बनाया गया था, वहां उन्होंने एक सेंचुरी लगा के दिया। ओडीआई सीरीज खेलने उनको वाइस कैप्टन बनाया गया, उन्होंने पहले 2 मैचेस में डिलीवर किया। तो इट शोज दैट शुभमन गिल जब उनको रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी दी जाती है, थोड़ा ज्यादा रिस्पॉन्सिबल होकर खेलते हैं, वो पहले दोनों मैचेस में देखने को मिला। अभी भी उन्होंने अपना ओपन अकाउंट अभी अकाउंट ओपन करने वाले हैं। बट जिस तरह से पहले दोनों मैचेस में उन्होंने बैटिंग करी, स्पेशली इन द सेकंड ओडीआई, जहाँ पे लग रहा था रोहित शर्मा डोमिनेट कर रहा है और शुभमन गिल थोड़ा बैक फुट पे, बट उन्होंने वो बिल्कुल लगने नहीं दिया। वो ही वाज ऑन द स्पॉट, प्लेइंग सम वेरी गुड शॉट्स, एंड दैट इज व्हाट शुभमन गिल वी नो अबाउट, राइट? He has scored 2000, some 2500 runs in just 50 matches. It shows India format and वो क्वेश्चन और यशस्वी जायसवाल में से जब दोनों का सिलेक्शन मतलब कौन खेलेगा, बट शुभमन गिल को he has played in the past, उनको चांस देकर उन्होंने उस डिसीजन को जस्टिफाई करके दिखाया। पहले दोनों ओडीआई में जिस तरह का उनका परफॉर्मेंस था, उन्होंने दिखाया कि ओडीआई फॉर्मेट में क्यों उनको इतना हाईली रेट किया जाता है। उन्होंने ये भी दिखाया कि क्यों उनको एक रिस्पॉन्सिबल बैटर, क्यों उनसे इतनी हाई एक्सपेक्टेशन है, जो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी उन्होंने दिखाई। जैसे आप देखिए, अगर आप रोहित शर्मा जल्दी आउट हो गए थे उसमें, उसके बाद जिस तरह का परफॉर्मेंस उन्होंने दिखाया, एंड दैट इज व्हाट शुभमन गिल के नो ऑल अबाउट, राइट? जब 2023 से हम उनका देखिए, जब से 2023 में जब उनको खेल, जब उनको प्रॉपर एज एन ओपनर रोहित शर्मा का ओपनिंग पार्टनर है, तब से जिस तरह का परफॉर्मेंस उन्होंने दिया है, and I have no doubt कि रोहित शुभमन गिल is going to be a very big player for India in ODI cricket especially.
And Vineet, the kind of player Gill is, what we have seen him so far since 2020, 2019, उन्होंने जब अपना डेब्यू किया था, do you think an elevation of a, being elevated as a vice captain would help, or would help him to build up his confidence going forward in his career? और क्या ये प्रमोशन उनके अंदर का जो गेम है, that could be a good push for a player like Gill?
Yeah, most definitely. And ever since he broke into the scene, he's been earmarked as a future captain, future leadership roles, right? So he's been given that confidence ever since. It is even more vital. I think we had this discussion why Shubman Gill's elevation, as a vice captain when you had somebody like Hardik Pandya and others, and but pretty much says, as Harshit pointed out, white ball ODIs has been his best format. He was the vice captain earlier series as well. Has nothing. He hasn't done anything wrong. So to keep him as a vice captain is in a way telling him that, boss, you, if you have the runs under your belt, you're not going to be just the best team of that playing best player of that playing 11, but you are going to go into that leadership role as well. We are thinking on those lines. So then that is a confidence booster for anybody, any young cricketer, who's giving you the performances. It's kind of an added boost or added bonus in a way, a chip to your shoulder in the sense that, your performances are not just being recognized in terms of match winning contributions, but also for the future as well. Something similar happened with Akshar Patel as well when he started doing well with T20 cricket. He was elevated as a vice captain. Why? Because you want to give him confidence and you want to see players who are there, who could provide you the longevity in that playing 11 to have that leadership role and be part of the leadership conversations as well. And it is so well for him to be opening the batting with Rohit Sharma, be your captain. you will have the kind of discussions. As an opening partner, there's a different camaraderie altogether. But you have a vice captain and a captain opening together, spending time in the middle, having conversations. That would really help Shubman Gill to really understand what captaincy is, and whenever that opportunity comes his way. So it is really great for him, Shubman Gill, that he's given that kind of confidence also, and very kudos to the team management as well, that they are not swayed by the fact that Gill's been struggling in the other formats. So that also could in a way transpire or transfer to his ODI formats as well, where you could see him not being given the kind of preference or even the kind of spotlight that he needs to be. But that has not been the case. He's been given that clear mandate that you are the best in ODIs, one of the best players here. You're giving us a performance, so we have an eye on you. And yeah, Rohit most definitely would be imparting a lot of knowledge to him while batting together, not just batting, but the captaincy, how to think about it. And even during the field, also, I think I'd like to see more of that, where, Rohit is combining with Shubman Gill about field tactics, talking about that and everything. So he understands not the ODI game of his own, but how the ODI game works, and from a team perspective as well.
Yes, and how will he deliver in Ahmedabad? We'll have to wait and watch. But meanwhile, I would like to convey bad news to our viewers that Rohit Sharma has been dismissed by Mark Wood. He could score just one run of two balls, and his counter.
I told you.
Yes, it has been patterned with Rohit Sharma. If he scores 100 in a game, the next game he will get dismissed cheaply. वो हमने वर्ल्ड कप में भी देखा था और पिछले कई सारे बायलैटरल सीरीज में देखा है. But now the expectations continues because Virat Kohli has walked in. He joins Shubman Gill, and let's see. Just we can wait and watch, and let's pray that he scores a big, some big runs. But before we wrap up, I would just come to you guys for the one last time and ask for your prediction for what would be the first inning score from India. Harshit.
Anything less than 350 will be a shocking thing for me. So I expect Indian team to score at least 350. Just like a template है जिस तरह से ODIs खेलते हैं. Just last match में 305 रन का टारगेट 44 ओवर में चेस किया है. जितनी डेप्थ है बैटिंग में 350 रन तो कम से कम मैं एक्सपेक्ट करता हूँ इंडियन टीम से.
Vineet, your take.
Yeah, I mean, I'll also go there. The kind of performance they put in the first two ODIs, anything less than 350 would be disappointing. But again, as I said, no, this is a track where it could India could be up for a challenge, and this England could sprung up a surprise. But yeah, if you want to challenge England, and they would be wanting a win, a consolation win, that fire would be there in them. You need to score 350. That would be a safe thing. But having said that, even if India manage anywhere around 300, 290, 310, India could still win it.
Well, what I think, a 250 will be a great challenging target today because Rohit Sharma has gone early, and I don't know about Virat Kohli. If he scores, then yes, 350 almost looks on the cards. But if he gets out early, then I have a doubt on that. Well, whatever be it is, we'll come back soon as the first innings ends, and also when the match ends, we'll be back here discussing about the game and a little bit about the Champions Trophy. But for now, that's all from my side. And thank you so much, Vinny. Thank you so much, Harshit, for joining us in this live. And to our viewers, stay tuned for more updates. We'll keep on bringing to you guys. But for now, it's a goodbye from my side. Thank you.